So this is the exercise, leg set. Because I don't have a varying amount of leg weights to do, I've got a couple of options here. So I'm going to just do this accumulation. It's back-to-back exercises. So I'm doing an isometric move, holding, as well as single bilateral movements. So I'm just going to go through it. I'm going to do sets of 10 for each side. But effectively, you can do adding on, maybe do 10, then 15, and then 20 as you progress through it. I've done 2 rounds of this back to back. You can do 3. Again, you're just testing yourself, you're setting your own parameters. So it's a bit reps variable if you don't have a lot of weight, and also how many sets you do. Okay, so exercise number 1 is goblet squat. So I've got a selection of weights, which I should have got organised just over that side. So goblet squats are nice and deep, elbows in, so quite a narrow squat position, toes facing out, push through the heels and up. So use your core to stabilise. You want to go heavy on this one if you can, because you're using a lot of compound movements here. And push and drive, up fast. Good. So once that one's done, place the weight down securely, and then I'm going to move into alternate lunges. Again, because like I said, I've got a variety of different weights. I'm using my slightly large kettlebell. It's a 10. So that was an 18 dumbbell there. I'm going to lunge and I'm going to take it forward and just bring it under the leg. Keeping my back straight, trying to bend and keeping the weight centered. Weight in the heel, front leg. Deep step, focus and balance, squeeze the core. I'm starting to fatigue, as you can tell. Gotta keep my form, keep the tongue in tight, get down low. One more, step it back. So, again, it does get the heart rate up. I'm going to go into single leg deadlift after an Samson chair or holding position. So if you don't have a wall, most of you will have a wall available to you to sit against. But because I have to move everything, I'm just going to hold it in isolation. So me and my hubby have been doing this exercise. So I'm going to hold it down, shoulders back, and just try and get my hips down as low as I can. So if I'm against the wall, it's shoulders back and press my weight into the wall, so my shoulders and hips, and then I sink down low. Try and keep my heels underneath or back behind the knees a little bit and brace those abs, and just try and sink a little bit lower. So you really think about holding that form, getting down low and pushing your bum back with your tummy in. Really ground through the floor, all the way through your feet, and you hold. So usually if I'm doing this as a set with hubby, he'll be doing the other exercise, we'll be doing a single leg, and that'll be alternating with the deadlift. So I'm going to go into deadlift in a second and a single leg movement. So again, we are getting all sorts of movements going on here. So I'm drawing the belly in, holding and sitting back. So a couple more seconds, see if I can get a bit lower. And really bring those shoulders back, so I'm really losing my form here. I'm starting to think my quads, so I need to push my hips back, bring my shoulders back, drive. And then push. Oh, that is a burner. That is a definite burner. So then again, like I said, I go back to single bilateral movements. So I'm going to go with my slightly heavier dead lift weight here. So single leg deadlift, holding the weight in the opposite to the working leg. So it's just extend, keeping balance and lift all the way up. So I'm focusing on keeping a slight bend in the front leg, rooting down, drawing through my tummy and really snapping it back. So extend the leg as far as I can without turning or twisting at the waist. Breathe in, keep the shoulders back as you pull out the flat back. That leg behind, if you can get it high without compromising or rounding your spine, then fine, you've got the flexibility, but you don't want to twist. You want to keep your back straight and your hips in alignment. I'm almost there, so I need to bring that all the way back, cheating a little bit there. Keep the balance, focus. This is round number 3 for me, so I am starting to fatigue now. Oh, that gets really into the top and deep in my hips and TFL. Jeez. Okay, so I've done one side, so I've got to remember which side I've done. I'll switch it over. So now I come to a sumo deadlift. Now, I have been using the 24. So deadlift in a sumo stance is slightly different to what you're probably used to have seen before. So it's a wide, like I said, sumo squat position, and you're just tilting the pelvis. So I'm going to keep, imagine it's still close to me, so I'm not going to lean forward. I want to just slightly tilt and lift up with a slight kink in my legs, bend in my legs. So when I sit down, draw my tailbone under, squeeze and lift to here. So try and keep the legs stable, and I push the hips back and push and squeeze glutes forward. Again, focus on keeping the back straight, chest foot comes forward, lift up through the crown, chin slightly tucked in. Focus is on the back of those legs there in the sumo squat. You can use a barbell if you prefer. If you've got one, my barbell, again, like I said, I have to make do. The weights that I've got, it's not heavy enough. Not for deadlift anyway. Try not to lose form. Trying to breathe on the effort there. Again, it really feels it across the back of the body, that backward chain there, posterior chain. Back, other side for the single leg. So you've seen the deadlift already, but for me, I need to balance it out. If you're doing it with me, you'll need to as well. So shoulders back, again, 15 to 20. You can increase on that or increase your weight, switch it over, whatever weight you've got available. Like I said, it's a jump from 10 to 18 to 24. It's a tough one to manage. So it is about building my reps up. 2, 3. As you can see, this is the side I really need to work on. Got a knee injury here, a bit of a misaligned hip. Focus, kids. I'm going to keep quiet for this and focus. You want to get a feeling in the back of that leg. I've got to bend a little bit more to feel it in that hamstring and glute. And also, I don't want to grip the floor with my feet, because then also, if I'm doing that, start to feel it in my already overworked calf muscles. I've done a bit of a run today as well, and tomorrow I'm hoping to get the bike. My cardio, I was going to do a circuit because I love a circuit, but it's not enough time in the day, is there, guys? When you're looking after 2 little ones full time, finding it hard to get in an hour's session, so I have to break it down. So maybe do some weights in the morning, cardio another day. I'm really just pushing myself in the cardio because I've got endurance. So when I focus on my cardio, it's sprints. So intermittent fast training. So when I go with the boys on their scooters, I break into a run. I don't always walk to recover, but I'm chasing them down, so it's kind of like a explosive element, which is again a good way to train if I've got limited time or if I have to do it with the kids around. Okay, so now moving in from that. Single arm squat, and I've got the reverse lunging. So single arm squat I'll start with, and then I've got another one which is really hard to show from here. So single arm squat, I'm going to go a medium sized weight here, and it's this side, so it's counterbalancing, And I'm just going to take it a bit wider than the goblet. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4. Power up. Keep it lifting up. In line with the ear. Use the other arm to counterbalance it. So again, I'm just rotating on that extension. So keep it here, just slightly away from banging my wrist as I come up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Using my watchful pieces. I've got 2 more moves. So what I've been doing with hubby, because we've been alternating, is end up doing 2 rounds of this. So if you're doing with a partner, do 1 leg at a time on this next movement. Otherwise I'm going to do alternating. So I'm going to use a barbell and backwards lunging. Okay, lunging? Yeah, lunging. Let's get into that time of day. So again, when I bring the bar in, the reason I quite like using the bar for this, when I thought about it, is switches on the core. So I'm going to bring it up just a collarbone and bring my elbow slightly further forward. And I'm going to alternate. So I'm just going to give you a couple of viewpoints. So the idea is step back and try not to let the body move. So the elbows are going forward. I really have to think about my core here. Now, the range of movement is quite a lot here for me, but I want to keep the weight in the heel and front leg and bring my shoulders back over my hips as I squat, lunge behind. So let me show you that side view. So like I was saying, I'm alternating. You can do single. Again, it's all progression. So if you do single, it's a bit harder, repetitive on that 1 leg. So back. The way to progress it. Make it harder. Shoulders back, bend the knees, drop the bar. I now have my last exercise, and it's fucking toughy. Excuse my language, I hope the kids aren't listening when you do this. Single leg or piston squat. Now, I'm using the side to hold on to. Obviously, the progression is not to use the side. And the number is 10 currently, and I'm doing 10 on one side, 10 on the other. So, it's going to be embarrassing when I do these ones. I'm not going to do them so deep, I'm not going to do them supported, but you can use this side here. But I'm going to do as far as I can get. 1, 2, push my hips back. 3, 4, get as low as you can. 5, 6, 7, that push-up's hard. Don't bounce from the heel. So I use the arms. I find that a little bit easier. Some say you can use weight to counter it, but I don't know. Right, this is my weaker side. 1. Let's see if I can get 2. Most instability. 3, you can probably hear my knee as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, good. 9, 10. Done. So like I said, challenge different weights, whatever you've got. So can you see I've made it variable because I know what my abilities are for each of them. So I've used the weights that are available to me. So think smart about your workout. If it feels too heavy, like with the single leg thing, so I'm compounding, which is the big main movements like the big squats, and then using the single leg to really maximize, you know, that hit on that muscle group. So it makes it more challenging if I don't have the weight as well. Different ways to think about it. You know, I've got that isometric movement, which holds and stabilizes, and again, pre-exhaust the muscles. So I'm just changing and chopping up. Follow it, see how you get on, give me your feedback.